It's not 93 Boxing. I'm back with a quick video. I'm going to explain a few things in this video why I feel like Keith Thurman is overrated, and with respect, by the way, and why I feel like I'm being like these fans that are talking, not these fans, these just people in the YTBC talking about me, that saying that I'm copying other channels just because I share similar opinions. Is they don't know what they're talking about. Now let me go to the second point that these fans are trying to make. These YTBC fans that are trying to make. They're trying to say that I'm copying others simply because they're basically trying to say I'm copying Travis Gotti and Be Real TV, but mainly Travis Gotti, because I share similar opinion. I share the same opinion with Kell Brook, Triple G, and also Keith Thurman and Danny Garcia fight. Which is okay, it's interesting, but you have to keep in mind that I was saying that Danny Garcia would beat Keith Thurman way before Be Real TV, or not way before, but before Be Real TV and Travis Gotti was saying this. Travis Gotti was saying Keith Thurman would beat Danny Garcia when I was saying Danny Garcia would beat Keith Thurman. But then he changed his mind. So, I mean, I'm not saying he copied me, but if anyone copied me, it had to be him because I said it first. How can I be copying him if I said it first? Like, does that even make any sense? So, yeah. Obviously, if you look at other things such as my opinion on Amir Khan, his chin, his ability, who I think he would beat, Travis Gotti don't agree with that. I know he made a video trying to praise Amir Khan, but damn, I don't think he even said it in that video that he don't even care about these two guys like Manny Pacquiao and Amir Khan. So yeah, you take all of that into consideration. You like look at all the crazy shit that I've been saying, shit that people say I'm crazy about, like. Sorry, shit that people think I'm crazy for saying it. I think Amir Khan's chin's underrated. I think Amir Khan might just beat Keith Thurman. I think the best Amir Khan beats the best Sean Porter. I think Amir Khan might just beat Kell Brook. Does Travis Gotti say that? I don't think he does. I don't think he says. I don't think he'll agree with shit like that. Even if he changed to being an Amir Khan fan, like if he starts liking Amir Khan, he still wouldn't say that. Look. So for anyone to say that I'm copying other channels when I'm saying shit that no one's saying is ridiculous. Back on my main point I'm trying to make, why I feel like Keith Thurman is overrated. To understand what, and some people are saying that oh, if he's overrated, why has he got a title? How come he's still holding a title? How come he beat Sean Porter? How come he beat, I think someone said, how come he beat Robert Guerrero? Well, I mean, a cab driver beat Robert Guerrero, but yeah, whatever. Look, just because something is rated doesn't mean it's bad. Let's say a laptop, in my opinion, is very good, but the rest of the world says it's the best shit ever. It is, oh my god, it's so good. That's how people pretend like, and in my opinion, if I say it's very good but not as good as what public think, in my opinion, that's overrated. It doesn't mean that the laptop's bad. It just means I don't think the laptop is as good as what most people think. Same thing with Keith Thurman. He won a world title because he's a very good fighter. But he's just not as good as what people pretend or people act like. Keith Thurman, let's look at why people think he's a good fighter, and let's look at why I think he's not as good of a fighter as people think. People think Keith Thurman can box really well. People think Keith Thurman can bang really well. People think Keith Thurman can do it all. He can move, he can box, he can counter punch, he's got great foot speed, great footwork, great hand speed, great defense. I mean, not great defense. Some people think he has an okay defense because he moves away from punches. And to a certain extent, a lot of this is true. He can box, he can bang, he can move, he can counter punch, he can move side to side, he can fight. One of his advantages is he can move coming forward or backward. He can throw punches and land effectively while moving, which is good. Which is one of his main advantages, along with his power. But even his power, I'll get to. Keith Thurman, his boxing skills, okay. People are trying to say, okay, this is going to be the first time Danny Garcia will face a guy who is a boxer and a puncher at the same time, because Danny Garcia, according to them, has faced boxers and has faced punchers, but never two combined, which is true. It is true, but Keith Thurman is nowhere near the boxer that Amir Khan is. Keith Thurman is nowhere near the boxer that Lamont Peterson is. None of these guys. I'm not gonna be a. People think I'm an Amir Khan fanboy. Forget Amir Khan. I'm just gonna say mention Amir Khan here just because people know that Amir Khan's a boxer type. Amir Khan's jab is way better. He has a way better amateur background, way better footwork, way more hand speed. The way he turns his right jab to a left hook to a jab. He's a better boxer. He can win rounds better than Keith Thurman. He had more experiences then. He has more experience. That Amir Khan has more experience than this Keith Thurman. So he's a better boxer. Lamont Peterson, again, people are saying, oh, if Lamont Peterson could do that, what would Keith Thurman do? No, sorry, what would Keith Thurman do to Danny Garcia if Lamont Peterson could do that? Lamont Peterson has a way better jab. His footwork is way more smooth. Like the way he transitions from just moving on to just coming forward and just moving on, he makes it look so easy. He's so comfortable doing it. And, the way he just sort of transitions from one stage to another, sort of like moving around side to side, doing the shuffle and shit, and then suddenly coming forward, giving a 1-2, is that 0 to 100. That acceleration, that change, not necessarily the speed, the change, the acceleration is insane. Keith Thurman has more of it. He has got more of that than, Lamont Peterson's got more of that than Keith Thurman. He's a lot smoother with his footwork, right? His jab, Keith Thurman's jab, really, not being disrespectful, but it kind of sucks. And he's never, his range control is not as good as Lamont Peterson's or Amir Khan's. Herrera also has a good jab, and Herrera is very awkward. Keith Thurman is not very awkward either. I don't think Amir Khan's too awkward. His punch combination may be awkward, but he himself is not. But, he has other attributes. Keith Thurman, again, and people think Amir Khan's shit anyway, so it's not like I'm trying to I'm not like defending Amir Khan here in this case. I'm just trying to make a point and trying to say why Keith Thurman is overrated. So don't go around saying, oh, you're an Amir Khan fanboy trying to defend Amir Khan in every video. Just shut up. Keith Thurman, again, look, he's open. Very the only difference he's got is his foot speed, not even footwork. Foot speed. He has decent footwork with good foot speed. His foot speed, and I would say Amir Khan's foot speed, is kind of almost similar, but the footwork is different. Even back in the day, Amir Khan's footwork was different. So, and Lamont Peterson's footwork, as I said, is much more different. Herrera, I don't know, man. I think Keith Thurman, even if his footwork was better, Keith Thurman's foot speed is there, and foot speed can get you, foot speed can make a big difference. So that's one of his advantages. But then again, the way he comes with his foot is kind of predictable, like what he's about to do. Luis Collazo was able to chase him down pretty well. And against Amir Khan, Luis Collazo sometimes had a difficult time just catching him, like trying to go up to him and kind of corner him and shit. And another thing is, as I said, his defense is not that good. His footwork is his defense. He is very open. Keith Thurman is extremely open. His right hand is kind of tucked to the chin, which is good. But his left hand is kind of flared out and kind of far away from his chin, which he might change. But when shit gets deep, when shit gets difficult in the ring, he will be back to what he normally does. It's your instinct. It's what you're used to doing. Keith Thurman holds his hand flared out and away, which is really the worst shit you can do when it comes to your defense, or defense as people pronounce it. Because, see, the good thing about that is you get to cock your arm back and then, quickly throw a hard hook or a hard uppercut, so a rounded punch, Keith Thurman, and he's very good. He's got a very good left uppercut. I'll give him that. But Keith Thurman is open for a right hand to the head and to the body, which is insane because most people, like if you look at Liam Smith, he tends to cover his hand very high, leaving his body open. Someone like Amir Khan, a lot of times nowadays, especially like against Canelo, he left his head open, his face open, right? A lot of it's either your face or your body, but Thurman leaves both open. And Keith Thurman, I'm telling you, Danny Garcia's got a good right hand. It's not loaded as people think. He will catch Keith Thurman a few times. Keith Thurman, as I said, he's very open, right? So when you're not that good of a boxer, when you don't have that good of a jab and you're open, people don't realize this. People don't look at these qualities, these negative qualities that Keith Thurman has. I'm not trying to be a hater. I just hate the fans for overrating him and just underrating these fighters that are actually better than him, that actually have done more than him in boxing. I like Keith Thurman, but see, again, let me just run down quickly. He's open, he's predictable, he's very compared to Lamont Peterson and Herrera. I mean, you could say Amir Khan to a certain extent is not that unpredictable, but okay. But Lamont Peterson and Herrera is very unpredictable. So for people to say, "Oh, can you imagine if Herrera did that and Peterson did that? What would Thurman do?" No, they don't have the skill set. They don't have the certain skill set that the specific skill set that Lamont Peterson and Herrera had. So how do you know that Keith Thurman will be able to put himself in a situation where he's able to just hit Garcia to the face and just bang him to the face and shit? Like, how do you know that? He hasn't got the type of skill. He hasn't got the type of jab. He is very open, defenseless. He's open to the right. Sota Karas caught him with the right hand. Sean Porter, he few times caught him with the right hand. They caught him to the body. He's very open to the body as well. And his body shot ability to take body punches is not that good, to be honest. Diego Chavez was winning few rounds to the body, and Diego Chavez is a good body puncher. I'm gonna give him that. But Sean Porter again, he's a good puncher. And he was hurt him to the body. But every time Keith gets touched to the body, it feels like he's kind of feeling really, really uncomfortable. And also, if you look at it, his power, he's got good timing. I'll give him that. He's got good timing, but his power, is really good. But it's only, and I've realized watched B-Real TV, and I was like, again, I wasn't copying. I try to kind of understand why Keith Thurman at times doesn't really put out his power as much as people think. Against Collazo, he didn't really put out too much of his power. And one thing I realized for myself is Keith Thurman, when he gets uncomfortable, like against Bondo, he got a little bit uncomfortable, where he was not comfortable enough to sit down on a few hard shots. He sat down in round one and he dropped him, but that was it. And against Collazo, I saw that. I was like, how come he's not able to, throw these punches? I mean, what's making him uncomfortable? Oh, it's the fact that he's not able to load up on punches. Because when he loads, when he said that he's only got hard loaded punch, he's got a hard loaded overhead right, and you check this, it's really true. He was able, see when he dropped Robert Guerrero with uppercut, which was a good uppercut, then he got up and he was loading up on right hands. He was load, and Guerrero was kind of a bit more stationary, especially when he's hurt. He's catching them with right hands, but against someone like Danny Garcia, against the top fighters, the very, very top fighters, he will have a bit of difficulty doing, especially Danny Garcia. He's going to try load up a right hand. No, Danny Garcia will catch him with the left hook. And, that's what I'm trying to say. People don't look at his lack of defense or defense, people like to say it. His footwork. Again, another thing about his footwork is he never pivots. I've seen him pivot once or twice. Against lesser oppositions. I've never really seen him pivot too much against Sean Porter. He's not really pivoting enough. And I've seen Danny Garcia pivot. I've seen Amir Khan pivot. I haven't seen him pivot too much back in the day. But Amir Khan nowadays he pivots a lot. Even back in the day, he used to pivot more than Keith Thurman. Lamont Peterson, again, I've seen him pivot. Keith Thurman, he seems very incomplete with every quality that you look at. Every quality. Anything from boxing abilities. Look, he's got a jab missing in his boxing ability. He's very defenseless. And, his resume, look, Sean Porter's a good fighter. But again, Sean Porter's not a puncher. He's never really faced a puncher. Sean Porter's a good, and his resume is better than Kell Brook. I'll give him that as well. And Sean Porter's a good fighter. Diego Chavez is a very underrated fighter. Kell Brook avoided Diego Chavez for obvious fucking reasons. That bum fighter, that bum hunter. I got so pissed off when Kell Brook did that shit. Fuck Kell Brook. I'm going to make another video insulting Kell Brook. Not in terms of as a person, but as just him as a fighter. Yeah, so Keith Thurman, he has a decent resume. But he never really faced a really hard puncher, so... has he faced a guy who can hit as hard as Danny Garcia with that left hook? Has he faced a guy that can hit as hard as Maidana with the right hand? I know Maidana's gone, but some people compare Amir Khan's chin with Thurman. I compared Amir Khan's chin with Thurman, and I said that we don't really know if Thurman's chin is much better than... Because, look, Amir Khan took the Maidana right hand. We don't know if Thurman can. We don't know if Amir Khan, Amir Khan wasn't able to take a Garcia left hook. We don't know if Thurman will be able to take. I'm not saying he won't be. I'm saying he hasn't proven that. And he seems a bit, shaky. And Angel Garcia did say that he has a bit of a suspect chin. Or he seems like he has a suspect chin. So, and he does, he has wobbled a few times. Sean Porter, for example, he has faced a puncher. I mean, before that, I was like, hey, let's see if he actually has a good chin. But he has proven himself to have a good chin. Before that, you couldn't tell. No matter how much you guessed, you couldn't tell. But Keith Thurman, same thing. You can't tell. Like, he hasn't really forced for a proper puncher. Diego Chavez was really going to the body. That's the reason why. I mean, he had him with a few headshots, but he was really going to the body. And Thurman was kind of like getting slowed down and shit. His ability to take body punches is underrated. Again, I'll defend him on that. A little bit underrated, but it's still quite bad. So you take all of that into consideration. His footwork is decent. It's not that good. He's very basic. He comes forward, comes backward, moves side to side, and that's it. That's really it. He just does it a bit faster than Danny Garcia, a bit faster than Sean Porter, and sometimes he can come forward. The only good part about his footwork is when he can back up, and suddenly that little that split second that he can suddenly comes forward, he can really come forward very quickly and just punch as he's coming in. So there's some good qualities, but I just said, and I'm going to summarize quickly what I said. His defense is sucks. His jab sucks. I've never seen him pivot. His boxing skills are incomplete. His ability to take punches is suspect, especially punches to the body, is really overrated. Sean Porter is really an overrated opponent, and it's just hype. Like, Amir Khan beat Julio Diaz, and he got so much. The people started criticizing him, which is okay. It's understandable, but Sean Porter had a draw, man. How come people don't criticize him? I don't get why one guy gets criticism. He won the fight, whether he got dropped or not, and the other guy doesn't. The other guy should have actually lost. Sean Porter should have lost that fight, but it's whatever. I feel like Sean Porter is overrated. I feel like I've said it. I feel like I've explained why I feel like Keith Thurman is overrated. This video is going too long, and I don't want to go further. But I feel like if I think a few bit longer, I'll find out a lot of other qualities that people don't look at. A lot of other negative qualities about Keith Thurman that people haven't considered. I feel like these qualities that people haven't really considered, and therefore because people don't see the negative qualities on Keith Thurman, at least most of these negative qualities, they may see some of them. Keith Thurman, in their head, is like this next big thing. Him or Errol Spence Errol Spence, again, he could be a really good fighter, but I'm talking about Keith Thurman here. People think Keith Thurman is this. Dante's Boxing Nation was saying, oh, if you're gonna fight to Canelo, if you're gonna fight a welterweight, he didn't say to Canelo. He was just saying, giving his opinion in his boxing channel after the Canelo fight. Oh, if you're gonna fight a welterweight, why don't you fight the best welterweight like a Keith Thurman? How do you know Keith Thurman is the best welterweight? He fought Sean Porter, and that's it. That's it. Keith Thurman, I like him more than Kell Brook, but Kell Brook might just beat Keith Thurman. But that's not really why he's overrated. Kell Brook's a good fighter. But yeah, that's really why I think Keith Thurman is overrated. And I don't want to make this video any longer. I'm SI93 Boxing. I'm out.